Sam here. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. As of right now, I have more experience with Overwatch than the majority of the people living on this earth. I thought it would be a good time for me to bestow a little bit of my knowledge onto you, since a lot of people will be jumping into the game very soon. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you my top 5 characters that I would recommend for new players. Of course, these are just my own opinions, and they're focused on easing players into the Overwatch experience. If you disagree with my choices, feel free to leave your top 5 down in the comments. Coming in at number 5, we have Reinhardt Wilhelm. He finds his way onto my list, but I'll be honest, it's just barely. Reinhardt is a mostly melee-focused character, which is pretty uncommon in Overwatch. This, however, isn't necessarily a drawback. What he lacks in long-range offensive prowess, he easily makes up for with just a massive amount of damage that he's able to take. By default, he already has a pretty high health pool, but he's able to deploy a massive shield in the direction that he's looking that will soak up even more damage. Friendly players on your team can even shoot through this shield, which is great for team play. While he's normally very slow moving, he does have a charge ability that allows him to gap close quite effectively. And if it hits an enemy player along the way, the likelihood of you racking up a kill is pretty high. And let's not forget that Reinhardt's ultimate ability is a pretty large area of effect stun, making it much easier for your team to do some uncontested damage. Now, some of the drawbacks to playing Reinhardt are, of course, if you're caught out by yourself, it can be very easy to be flanked, surrounded, and killed. So you need to make sure that you're trying to stay with your team as much as possible. Coming in at number 4, we have Mercy. Do you enjoy saving lives but are bothered with the pesky job of aiming your crosshairs at enemies? Mercy may be the right character for you. She is able to use her Caduceus staff to provide healing to a single target of her choosing. Essentially, it's a magic beam of light that makes everything better. There's no need to ask any questions here. Her movement ability on her shift key allows her to majestically fly to a nearby hero, which allows you to get into the thick of things very quickly. Her ultimate is pretty incredible as well, allowing her to resurrect any nearby heroes that died recently. This can be a huge blow to the momentum of an opposing team. Essentially, if your team just gets wiped and you bring them back from the dead on top of the enemy team, it can be a little hard to deal with. Mercy does have a little bit of a learning curve though. Mastering the sidearm secondary weapon can be a bit hard to do, and she doesn't have any reliable escapes if no friendly heroes are nearby. And her healing beam can also be doubled as a damage increase to the target, and learning when to do this can be a little tricky. Generally though, Mercy is a great place to start if you're interested in supporting your allies. Coming in at number 3, we have Torbjorn. Not only does he have one of the most enjoyable names in the entire game to say, but he's also a pretty easy character to play, especially if your team is defending in a particular round. His rivet gun, which is his main weapon, has a long-range mode on the left click, and then a shotgun mode on the right click, making it effective in a wide array of scenarios. But of course, this isn't the best tool in Torbjorn's arsenal. He's also able to build a turret that can be upgraded throughout the course of its lifespan by collecting scrap on the battlefield and then using that scrap to upgrade the turret. As the turret is upgraded, it will do more damage and have higher health. You're able to give armor to other allies with this scrap as well if you choose to spend it on that. Torbjorn's ultimate ability is called Molten Core, and it allows him to forgo these scrap requirements and just upgrade his turrets at a super fast rate while also increasing his tankiness and attack speed. It's kind of terrifying when you hear him yell Molten Core. While new players will have to learn to plan ahead with their turret placement, I do humbly believe that Torbjorn is well-rounded enough to find himself a spot on this list. Coming in at number 2, we have Lucio. The first time I was able to play Overwatch, it was back when I was invited to the Blizzard HQ. This was just before the announcement of Lucio. He was playable then, and man, he was fun. Lucio essentially has 2 stances, a healing stance and a movement speed stance. These stances affect other teammates around you in a pretty significant range, meaning at the start of the match, if you would like your entire team to run faster, just turn on those fast jams, and everyone around you on the map will move faster. faster. Are you in the middle of a team fight and need some extra healing? Just turn on those soothing sounds and everyone will love you for it. Most importantly for new players, you don't have to target anyone with these effects. You simply turn on the song and the effect happens to everyone in range. Lucio is able to amp up this effect on a cooldown to further increase the movement speed or the healing amount for a short time from their respective songs. And let's not forget Lucio's ultimate ability is Sound Barrier from here on out. We're going to call it the Bro Shield because that's just a better name. It is an incredibly strong shield to all nearby allies that deteriorates over time. And when I say incredibly strong, I mean essentially right when Bro Shield is activated, everyone on your team that gets the shield is going to be immune to damage for the next couple of seconds. It's absolutely incredible. Lucio players will have to get a feel for their projectile speed on their gun because it's a little bit weird. You'll have to get used to using the knockback, which is your alternative fire on your gun as well, and you'll have to get used to being close enough to the action to help your team, but not close enough to die. But these are small hurdles in my opinion. These AoE buffs are well worth it. And coming in at number 1, you may have seen this one coming, we have Soldier 76. When he was announced, the community seemed to have some concerns. While he's one of the more generic characters in the game, that's not necessarily a bad thing. His gun is pretty standard. I mean, it shoots bullets like any self-respecting assault rifle should, and it also has some rockets that magically fire out of the sides that can do some pretty high damage on impact. Soldier 76 has the ability to sprint around the map, which allows him to get out of harm's way pretty quick. He also has a heal ability that he can put down on the ground to restore some health to not only himself, but to his allies as well. So pretty standard, pretty safe soldier out on the battlefield right now, but he does have one more trick up his sleeve. Now, aimbots are normally something that are shunned in online shooters, but Soldier 76 never got that memo. When his ultimate is active, his gun will just lock onto enemy players, allowing him to deal some very easy damage without having to aim his gun at all. He is definitely a good choice for beginners looking to dish out some pain on the battlefield. Alright everybody, that's it from me today. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope this helps you out when you jump into the world of Overwatch. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all again